What's up guys, it's your boy Blurry DC5. If you guys are watching this video, you've either bought the battery relocation box or you're interested in buying the box and want to see the installation. Huge shout out to my boy DC5CREATIONS for hooking me up with these parts. His IG and the link to everything in this video is going to be in the description. I kind of went ahead and I try to label everything. I guess get like a visual reference of where everything is going to go. I'm going to post a diagram up if you guys want to screenshot it or write it down, however you guys want to do it. The first thing we're going to get started with is we're going to go ahead and get this bumper off, and then I'm going to take this intake manifold off. You don't have to, but I'm gonna do it just because I want to be able to show you guys everything. I forgot to mention this earlier, but after you remove the bumper, you're gonna want to remove your T-bar. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the headlights as well. Before we get started on doing any of the wiring or messing with the battery, the first thing we got to do is disconnect this battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the battery and take off this old tray. You guys are probably going to have your battery in its stock location, which is somewhere around here, and you're going to have a strap. Obviously, I think it used to go to this bolt right here. Just unbolt it, take the strap off, take the battery out. You guys are going to have a tray right here, and it's held on by, I believe, two or three 12 mil bolts or 10 mil bolts. I'm not too sure exactly, I can't remember, but you're going to want to take your tray off. And just a little side note, whenever you guys take your tray off for the first time, well, at least in my case, mine was primered, it wasn't painted. So while you guys are there, if you guys want, go ahead and get that painted just so it could look nicer. So when you get to your fuse box, you're just going to want to open it up. So you're going to want to take off these bolts, 8mm bolts. We're gonna go under the hood and we're gonna continue to take off the charge harness right here. What I'm doing now is I'm taking off my charge harness. So you're just gonna wanna undo all the clips that are connected to the charge harness. And that includes the knock sensor. I think this is like the signal wire for the starter. Yep, the power wire to the starter, this connection that goes to the alternator, and then the power wire that goes to the alternator. The power cable that goes to the starter is gonna be a 12mm. The power wire that goes to the alternator is going to be a 10mm. And then also you're going to have a clip right here. You're going to want to undo that. Undo all of these clips and these power wires right here. You'll finally be able to get this charge harness out. I'm going to show you guys what to do on the charge harness. It's not too difficult, but I know some people get confused on it. So I'm going to show you guys as best as I can. All right guys, so we're on the charge harness now. What we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start taking this charge harness apart. Alrighty, there's one. and these are the other. All of this right here, guys, you're not gonna need this anymore. We're gonna get rid of that. We don't need that. This is the only thing you guys are gonna need, okay? So signal wire for your starter, obviously, your knock sensor, this end right here, and this one for your alternator. That is all you guys are gonna need. Now, if you guys want, you guys could go ahead and take the extra step and re-lume this, make it look real nice. Before you guys lume it, if you guys want, you can go ahead and connect everything back up. Those are gonna go connected to these two right here. So obviously, just try to look at everything. And this is the way I tape mine off, because these two are separate. So I ended up just taping them together at this point right here. That way each cable is still able to reach to where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna go ahead and lume all this up, and yeah. And now for these single wires right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and put some Tesla tape. I'm gonna end up putting some Tesla tape on the end right here and right here, just to kind of hold the lumen into place, and then wrap these up separately. Once you guys are done with this can go ahead and go back onto the car. You're done with this. Let's go ahead and install that, and we'll go on to the next step. All right, guys, so we're moving on to the battery box. Before you guys install the battery box, there is gonna be a lip right here that is like coming out this way. So you're gonna wanna have to bang this out and make it as flush as possible. That way your battery box will be able to fit on there flushly. So you're gonna have a crash sensor, or I think this is a crash sensor, I'm not too sure. That's gonna be up here. You're gonna wanna unbolt that. That's the only thing that's gonna be in the way for right now. You could turn your wheel all the way to the left and just kind of see if you guys have clearance. I'm gonna go ahead and do that and make sure I have enough clearance. Alrighty, guys, so as you guys can see, I have enough clearance. Obviously the car isn't on the floor, so I am gonna scoot it a little bit this way, just to make sure nothing's gonna be touching. Alrighty, guys, so I pretty much found a position that I want my battery tray or box or whatever you guys want to call it. I pretty much found a position that I want it in. Guys, look at this, like the crash sensor or whatever sensor this is, it fits in there really nice. So like I said, guys, it was really well thought of, like the design of it. Look at that. I mean, like everything fits where it's supposed to be. It's really small, super small, so it's not going to be taking up a lot of space, and for the most part you're not going to worry about clearance issues just because of the adjustability on it. But from here, if you guys want, you guys can go ahead and install your battery. You could turn your wheel all the way to the right, that way you have space in there to slide it this way. From here, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and work on putting in all my cabling and all that, my wires and all that. I'm not gonna put my battery in just yet, just because I want to get a new one. That one looks really ugly. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get on the next step. So I pretty much got my cable ran. That's why I labeled it, just so you guys don't get confused. Obviously this one goes to the positive end of the battery. I ran this line through the crash bar and over here. So this is the one that I labeled A2. This one's gonna go to the fuse box and it's gonna get bolted onto that. And then obviously the other side, I put mine in through here. There's like a little, I don't know if you guys can see that too well. There's space right here that you could run it through. I ran it in through there. So I labeled this one A3. This one's going to the alternator, and the one that I labeled A4 is going to the starter. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Obviously through the crash bar, and then the other side goes in through here to the alternator and to the starter. Over here on the alternator side, there's gonna be this little plastic piece like this. It's gonna have a nut holding it in there like that, and then another nut holding the cable, obviously. So there's gonna be two of them like that. You're gonna want to take both of these nuts off, and then once you take those off, so you're gonna want to take it off and essentially just cut out some of this material right here on the sides. That way this will be able to get on there properly and you'll have a good positive connection. Alrighty, so we just finished our end up. Now as you guys can see, that will be able to bolt on there, and you'll be able to have good connection. The same way you take it off is the same way you put it back on. So obviously you put your first nut, and I believe that one's a 12. You'll be able to put your power cable back onto your alternator. Just make sure you guys get it real snug on there and make sure it gets good connection. Alrighty guys, so now I'm gonna be under the crash bar. I'm gonna go ahead and sand this area off really good because this is where I'm gonna be getting my ground from. The side that I labeled B2 is gonna go on the bottom of the crash bar, so we can go ahead and bolt that up. To ground the transmission, we got this cable right here. I went ahead and I took off the paint. I don't know if you guys can see too well. Where is it? It's right here. The side that I labeled B4, which is the smaller one, as you guys can see, this one has a bigger hole for the transmission side. B4 is gonna go underneath the crash bar, and then this side right here, which has a bigger hole, is B3. That one's gonna go to the transmission side. So I'm gonna go ahead and bolt that up real quick. Put that one on. And then the other one's just gonna go where that stud is right. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but that's where I'm gonna mount it to. I'm gonna mount it right there, and then I'll come back and I'll show you guys. Right there, just like that. And then I just kind of ran it in here like that. You guys can zip tie it up anywhere you guys want. You guys can get creative with it. Alrighty guys, and just to finish it off, I went ahead and I connected the A2 cables. If your guys is still in a stock location, just know that he still provides you guys with enough cable to reach over here, or I even saw in this video that you could still put it in your glove compartment. So he gives you guys enough cable for that. You guys do it however you guys need to do it, but it's all pretty much the same concept. If you guys have just ordered a battery box and the cable kit, that's pretty much it. You're pretty much done there. You don't have to do anything else. But we still have to install the remote jumper cables, which I got right here, and that's going to be going on the cowl right here. All right guys, so to install your remote jumper post, you're going to want to take off this part of the cowl. To remove this part, you're going to want to remove these two clips and kind of just pry this part off. You're gonna want to look for a good spot to mount your jumper post. I'm gonna put my positive right here and my negative over here. Just make sure you leave a little bit of space in between them. That way, if you do need to jump your car, they're not touching. And just make sure there's not gonna be anything behind here that's not gonna touch any of the posts right here. I'm gonna just go little by little and keep test fitting until I get the right size. Add this little locking ring right here. Just like that. That's good. As you guys can see, it's not going to be touching anything. I already double checked in there too. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill one last hole right here, just because I don't really see where else to feed this wire through. We're pretty much done with this. Now we can go back to the car and install it, and I'm gonna show you guys where to run the positive and where to run your ground. All right guys, so it's getting a little bit dark, but you're gonna see in here there's gonna be like this threaded area right there. I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys too well, but it's right there. It's literally right there beside my catch can. I'm gonna get my Dremel and I'm gonna take off all the paint right there, and that's gonna be my grounding spot for my jumper post. All right, so for the positive jumper, like I said earlier, that's why I drilled the hole right there. I didn't see where else I could run it through, but I'm gonna be running that in my fender and in through here and zip tying it with my other lines that I got in here. I'm gonna be running it in here to the positive terminal on the battery. All right guys, so we're finally done. We got everything installed. Just a little quick rundown of everything we did. So obviously you installed your tray. Your negative terminal goes underneath your crash bar right here. Positive obviously goes to the positive battery. You got your jumper post connected to your positive. We got that cable running in through the fender. I zip tied it right here. It's running along in here, away from the wheel, in through this little hole that we drilled, and then back over here. Obviously the ground is in there. Just make sure wherever you put any type of ground, you sand all the paint off. That way it's a good ground. Also the positive, one side going in here, going to your alternator, and then the other side going to the starter, and then this side running through the crash bar all the way to your fuse box. After you guys do all that, you're good to put your car back together. As you guys can see, I got mine taken apart. I really just did mostly everything just so I could show you guys, but you guys don't have to take off the intake manifold. Like I said, just with taking off your T-bar, you'll be able to get most of that stuff. Let me know how I did, guys. I feel like I did a pretty good job, but if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. I'll try to help you guys out as best as I can. The link to everything is going to be in the description, like I said. But guys, that'll be it for this video. I really do appreciate you guys watching. I will see you guys in the next one.